Today we are comparing Austin to Houston. Let's jump right in. My name is Connor Olson. This is the Living in North Austin YouTube channel. I'm a local realtor here in Austin. If you have any questions about relocating to Austin, reach out right there. So today we're talking about Austin versus Houston. So just a big overview of Texas. Texas has four major metros. It's Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. So these four major areas of Texas, these four major cities, basically take up, I think 75% of the population of Texas. And it's one big triangle right in the middle of the state. Austin being the capital, and on the side you have Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston. At this point, I have lived in Austin for almost 6 years, and I've only been to Houston 3-4 times. So I don't have a ton of knowledge on exactly what it's like to live in Houston. So here's just a general overview about, the cost of living there, the prices of homes, just high level overview, comparing and contrasting these two different cities. So right off the bat, Austin is the capital. Like I said, it's about 3 hours from Houston. Houston is east, so about 3 hours east of Austin. Houston is on the Gulf Coast and very close to Louisiana. Houston is known for their oil and their oil refineries. So companies like Exxon and Shell have major hubs in Houston. So offshore, they'll drill for oil, they'll bring it back to the Houston area, they'll refine it, and then they'll ship it out to the rest of the country. So Houston is a big oil city. Austin, on the other hand, is more of a tech-focused city. So we have a lot of various tech companies that are, that have set up in Austin. Also, just offices like, Tesla, Twitter, Indeed, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and the list goes on and on. So that's just two major things that these cities are known for. So since this is a real estate channel, let's start off with median sales prices of homes. So the most recent month I have data for is in October of 2024. The median sales price home in Austin was $430,000. In Houston, that number was $334,000. So Houston is about 25% cheaper than the city of Austin in terms of home prices. One thing I learned through doing this research is just how big the boundaries are of the city of Houston. They have about 3 times as many homes sold in Houston than we have homes sold in Austin. So the city itself is just huge. For example, the census said that Austin has just under 500,000 households. Houston, on the other hand, has 1 million households. So you can tell that it's just massive. It's just huge. Whereas Austin has a lot of smaller suburbs around. Like the city of Austin might be a little bit small, but has a lot of suburbs. Whereas Houston, I believe it's just like the city of Houston is massive, and then they also have suburbs around it. So cost of living, if it costs $50,000 to live in Austin, then to have the same quality of life in Houston, it's going to cost you $47,000. So it's about 5% cheaper to live in Houston. The median household income in Austin is $91,000. The median household income in Houston is $62,000. Now, there's a lot of factors that go into this. The first one is, Austin has, more tech jobs. They have higher paid workers. So that might be boosting this. But also the city, the sample size is smaller. So, Austin's more expensive. So maybe it's just the higher paid workers that are living within the city limits. Whereas Houston is so expansive that everyone is living within, the Houston city limits. I also know that some of the suburbs that have the highest population of, petroleum engineers or people that work on the oil rigs, those are actually suburbs outside of Houston on the Gulf Coast, whereas Houston's kind of like 30 minutes inland. So they might not encompass the highest paid workers in the area. So that also might be why the income is lower in Houston. And just in general, Austin has high expenses to live here. So typically you have to pay your workers more to live in a more expensive area than you do if it's in a less expensive area. So all of those factored in might be the reason why the median household in Austin makes 50% more than the median household in Houston. But let me know your thoughts. I'm just guessing here, so comment down below. In terms of entertainment, Houston has a lot of various sports entertainment that Austin doesn't have. Houston has 3 major sports teams in the Texans, the Astros, and the Rockets. Austin, we just have the Austin FC, which is the local MLS soccer team. Austin has some better festivals from what I could tell. We have ACL and South by Southwest. In Houston, I couldn't quite tell how big their festivals were. You know, they have probably 10 different festivals that come through, but it's hard to gauge how big each of those are. Like for example, ACL has, I believe they have approximately 250,000 people coming to that one festival. And the most popular Houston festival I saw was for metal music. It's called Hell's Heroes Festival. Don't know how that popular it is. I don't listen to metal music, so couldn't tell you. For other forms of entertainment, our big ones here in Austin are our swimming holes and 6th Street, which is 6th Street in downtown Austin is just a strip of a ton of cool bars, cool restaurants that, it's just a really popular thing to do if you're in town visiting. Houston, one of the best things that I actually got the chance to do is go to the Space Center Museum, and it's about the Houston Space Center because, Houston has kind of been the hub for NASA and with the Apollo missions and everything like that. So I actually got to go to that, and I took my kids, and it was a great time. I highly recommend you go check that out. In terms of safety, both Austin and Houston aren't the safest in these ratings. So Austin is rated, it's in the 5th percentile of safety, and Houston is in the 2nd percentile of safety. So that means that Austin is safer than 5% of the cities in the US, and Houston is safer than 2% of the cities in the US. So both of them are not great, nothing to write home about. Personally, I haven't felt unsafe in either of the cities, but that's what the data shows. And for major universities, UT Austin is the major university here. That's the Texas Longhorns. And in Houston, it's the University of Houston and also Rice University. So that is it for today's video, talking about Austin versus Houston. If you had to pick, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what you think of Houston. I have only visited, I've never lived there, so I'd love to hear any of your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.